It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Well, hello, everybody. I can't hear myself. Welcome. Hang on, I think that's just a little thing over here. Yes, I can hear myself now. Can I see myself? Yes! Happy Independence Day, everybody. My name is Jim. This is my channel, More Sunshine Please. I do a Tuesday evening live stream. Well, it's evening for me anyway. 7 p.m. Eastern. Welcome. Today on the show, I'm going to eat something. We're going to play some games. I've got a top 15 list. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that have found their way into the chat for this live stream. My keyboard's right there. Hang on. Oh, you know what? I don't think my music's ready. Well, we're pretend that you can hear the Olympic music, John Williams' composition, or something. This is really a lot less exciting without the music. Anyway, let's see who's here. Let's go up to the top. Today's gold medalist, it's Joey's World. Happy 4th of July to you as well. Indeed, gold medal today. Today's silver medalist is Samantha Lowe. Hello, Sam. I hope you're well. And today's bronze medalist, J&N Travels, new to the medal stand. Congratulations. Thank you for your hard work, your training in getting to the medal stand. I appreciate it. Surfer Girl is here. Welcome in. Happy 4th of July to you. Rob Fuzz. None of the buttons are working right now. We're just going to move on. Rob, happy 4th of July to you. Season's greetings, Donna Jaworski. How are you? Pepper Tree Villa. Happy Independence Day. Keith, BDF, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Matthew and Lauren Vlogs, happy 4th, Jim. We want to see you launch a firework up. That's not going to happen. First, because that's incredibly irresponsible and dangerous. And second, I just don't have any. Or else I would kind of think about that. But happy Independence Day to you. You do it. You light off firework. Vlog that in your garage. I mean, your multi-million-dollar live stream studio. Sebastian the Crab, welcome in. Happy Independence Day to you. Arjans, hello. Mar in Memphis, hello. Welcome in. Happy Independence Day to all my trader friends, indeed. Cynthia, hello to you. Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, just jumped. Yes, if everybody can imagine Matthew and Lauren both at least humming the tune to the Olympic music. That would make this a lot better. All right, everybody. Kay Wilby, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I hope you're well. Let's see. Caffeinated Misfit, welcome back. Hello. I also hope you are well. Let's see. Ben is here. Welcome in, Ben. Surf Bum, hello to you. Happy Independence Day. Okay. Here's the deal. We were out and about, and we just got back about 25 minutes ago. So I didn't have a chance to make sure my sounds were up and running and working, frankly. So, but we've been through this before. Okay, what's up in my world? It is Independence Day, and I didn't really have anything special planned. I know that the crew at Mouse Talk and the Disney Nerd Herders, they are spending an awesome holiday at Disney. I believe they're at Epcot, staying on property, which is super awesome, and hopefully having a blast. But I went to Target. I went to Kohl's. I went to... we had another meal at Cracker Barrel. That's like twice in 2 weeks, I think. It was good. Again, it's a great place for our family. It's something where everybody can get something that they enjoy. What else? Well, I guess that's about it. I didn't take a picture, but as we were walking through Target, there was a mannequin displaying a summer outfit, just like a t-shirt and shorts, and somebody had yanked the shorts down to the mannequin's ankles. It was humorous. I didn't take a picture. What else? That was it. Oh, Cracker Barrel, by the way, today, as it turns out, I know it's Independence Day, but Cracker Barrel already has their Halloween stuff on display. I guess they brought it out today. I did take a picture of that, but I didn't upload it. Again, I just got here. But I thought it was notable. Let's see here. I can just show it to the camera like that. That was at Cracker Barrel today. Halloween. And a lot of that stuff makes noise, like spooky noises and stuff. So those employees have a good 4 months of that to look forward to. Best of luck to you. All right. Oh, speaking of the Disney Nerd Herders, they're not here, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't be here either if I were spending the holiday at Walt Disney World. But I did want to thank them for this, although they're not here. But they sent me this postcard for my birthday, which was last month. So, and I hadn't been here very much in the month of June. So, thank you, Charlie, Stacy, Avery, and Sophie. This. Tina McNeil, welcome in. I love Cracker Barrel too. Man, I used to love the catfish sandwich on the sourdough bread. I probably still do love it. I just don't eat it anymore. What are you gonna do? Speaking of eating, let me do that right now. I want to thank the crew at It's Joey's World for today's snack. I know in the chat last week they had teased a package on the way here with something to eat. And it was a thanks for, I sent them candy canes for Christmas, and I hope they enjoyed trying those out. And they sent me something in kind to try out. And what do we have here? And I'm not familiar with this, though the boy was. Takoyaki balls. And I guess takoyaki is a squid dish or something. I'm not familiar, but these are a snack to mimic this squid dish. I don't know if I have any of that correct, but I looked on the ingredients, and because I'm a vegetarian, I was going to have the boy try it, but there isn't really squid in this, so I'm going for it. Is it spicy? I don't know. Let me go back to the let's see. Squid, but no squid harmed in the making, we checked. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. But these are like these look like cheese puffs, like those Planters cheese balls. I mean, let's do this. I don't have my eating music. That's all right. I'll do some ASMR chewing into the microphone. I got this. There it is. With the obligatory smell into the bag. Well, that's different. Well, there is every spice on the rack in this bag. There is a, though there's no seafood in here, it kind of smells like a seafood seasoning. I don't even know if that makes sense. Donna, I do have a beverage chaser. I have the largest cup of water that we had, the largest cup we had in the cabinet. So, yeah, let me. All right. Oh, I guess that's the dish. They have a picture of the actual takoyaki dish right there with the snack next to it to compare. It's the little nugget of deliciousness. Old Bay, maybe. I don't know what Old Bay smells like. And I don't know if that's embarrassing to say. All right, the first one. Maybe I need more than one. It's not bad. It's fun. It is not spicy. Ryan, welcome in. Happy Independence Day. We're just trying out these takoyaki balls sent so generously from the crew at It's Joey's World. Thank you, guys. And my music's not working. Oh, I see what's going on here. You were hoping that these were nasty as a little payback, and I totally get that. But it's not nasty. Would I crave these? Probably not. But it's not spicy. What do I taste, though? I get that. I don't know. Salt? Sure. Seaweed. There's there's the seafood, that bit of seafoodness I'm getting. Seafoodness, I just coined that term. There's no cheese. There is onion powder. The generic spices. Garlic powder. Soy sauce powder. Okay, so seaweed and soy sauce in a corn puff? Is this? Yeah, it is corn. The first ingredient is corn. So I guess that's why it's difficult for me to describe what I'm tasting. other than, I suppose, a bit of soy sauce with a bit of seaweed, but then it's got garlic and onion and stuff that's more familiar to my palate. And then whatever the generic spices is. This is a product of Thailand. Interesting. Lisa, thank you very much for sending these. There's almost, although there's caramel color or caramel color, but almost like there's a bit of sweetness to it, but there's nothing sweet in the ingredients that I can tell, unless one of these giant words I'm not familiar with is providing that sweetness, but I don't think so. Thank you very much for that. Pardon me for a second. Yes. Okay. Oh, speaking of the Disney Nerd Herders, which was back, I was lucky enough to spend last Wednesday with them at Epcot. We hung around Epcot Wednesday night. And again, I think I know I took a picture of us all together, but I didn't upload it. But one thing Stacy reminded me of is that there was an annual pass holder magnet I didn't get yet. So she pointed me in the right direction. And there it is with Figment and the Festival of the Arts, which is this magnet is from. You can tell by the paintbrush, is winding down, and I almost missed it. But here's the magnet. It will go on the magnet wall behind me. If I had more time, I'd set up a camera and show. I'd show myself putting this on there. I didn't do that. I also have a sticker with the same image on it. Let's see. They may have even posted the picture that I took. Oh, here it is on my phone. I can show it to you this way. There we are. Right by Club Cool. It was good times. And I was able to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind again. So it was my second time I was able to do that. And I got to tell you, I love roller coasters. But that one, I found myself tolerating it. Because you twist as you go down the track, you spin a little bit. And I have the equilibrium of a world-class athlete, so I can't take much. But I like just looking straight and going down giant hills and stuff like that. It's a really cool ride, but it's not my favorite. I find it difficult to handle. That's just me. But it's a really cool ride, really well done. It's a really cool ride mechanism. Just not my favorite. But would I do it again? Yeah, I'd do it again. Because it's cool. What now? Oh, I know. Let me show you some wildlife from my neighborhood. It's not that big of a deal. All right, this is not just a rabbit, but a marsh hare. Now, we have a retention pond in the back 40, and this guy likes to come out and chew on our grass, and I tried to get as close to him as I could. Now, my camera, I zoomed all the way in, so I'm not as close as this shot makes it appear, but I got closer than I thought I would. And I had no intention of touching him or picking him up or petting him. And you can see as I got a little too close, I scared him off, which I felt bad about. But I got the shot. Whatever. Anyway, so that's today's neighborhood wilderness. You know, we didn't play any games last week, and I regret that. So I'd like to play some games right now. All right, I've got to, let's see here. Stop that. Present. I got to call it up. I've got it up. I just need to. And I want to do it as fast as I can. Here we go. Yes. Can you see it? I haven't done this today. I haven't played Wordle in weeks and weeks. Let's see. Make it just a bit bigger. All right. We're going to start with the word audio. And if you have done today's Wordle... Oh, hello, Noah. Speaking of Wordle, I know you're a big fan. Let's see. I don't know what I was talking about. All right, so there's an A and an I. All right, so what else? Let's make a word out of letters we haven't used yet. No. I used a D already. I was going to spell out plaid. No, I'm not doing this as fast as I wanted to. Okay, how about R-I-G-H-T? I know there's no A in there, but I'm doing this fast. All right, so R-I-A-T. Okay, hang on. So, try add. No, there's no D. Trait. T-R-A-I-T. No. Okay, so T is the fourth letter. So irate. I-R-A-T. There it is. Imagine I'm playing a cool sound effect. All right. What else we got? All right, let's get this going here. If you're not familiar with Chronophoto, they're going to show us 5 pictures, and we have to guess in which year each picture was taken, and the closer we get to the correct year, the more points we get. Possible 1,000 for each picture. That means perfect game, we'd have 5,000 points at the end. All right, so haven't done this in a while either, not since the last time I did it on a live stream. I can't get rid of the ads. That's all right. What are you going to do? Down at the bottom, underneath the Google ad, there's a slider, and that's how we make our selection. We put the slider on the year we think the picture was taken, and then hit submit. Okay, so what are we looking at? It's a old picture, sepia in tone. Soldiers, perhaps, or a militia. I will be asking for your guesses. They all have a gun. This could be south of our border. This could be in Europe. This could be in the Caribbean. I have no idea. But I'm guessing it's pre-World War II, but I don't really know. So, I don't know. 1930? Is this some sort of... Well, some of them are dressed really nice. The hat the gentleman on the left that's kind of standing by himself there, his hat, and the guy in the back row, most back row, that hat, that's early. That reminds me of watching the movie 8 Men Out about the Black Sox scandal, which was the 1919. So let's see. Mr. Fulton Mraz, welcome in. You're guessing 1923. Donna says 1918. Surfbum 1912. Noah says 1917. Tina's restarting her internet. PTV says 1918, and you know what? That sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to go with that. Hit submit. 1927. You know what? All those years are the same. Anyway, we have 396 points out of a possible 1,000. We've done better. We've done worse. Let's go to the next one. Those old pictures are really difficult. Here's another one. Is this a funeral? Is this the funeral of... Who's the Russian family? Nicholas? Or something like that? I have no idea. Or is this England? What's the building in the background? I don't know. Is this a one-horse open sleigh? Not open. Not one horse. Jim, get over it. I don't know what this is. Maybe one of you knows more about this. Noah says it looks like it could be in Boston. Mr. Fulton Mraz, first place, gold medal for the 100-meter dash today on the Terre Haute News. Congratulations. That's awesome. Well done. Keith's got some 8 Men Out trivia. There's a man named Ken Berry who played on the Chicago White Sox. He made a cameo as a heckler, and he's from your hometown. Well, that's pretty cool. Back to the picture. This is difficult. But because this isn't an automobile, I know it's snow and maybe I'm guessing 1918 again, or 1917. I'm guessing 1917. I don't really know. Submit. 1924. Man, although we did better that time. We got 513 points. We have a total of 909 points. Let's move to our third picture and hope it's not... Okay, so this looks like Vietnam era, if I had to guess. Could be Korea. I'm guessing Vietnam. So it's anywhere from 63, 64 to 75. But I don't know. There aren't a lot of clues. We have some backlit soldiers. Maybe this isn't Vietnam, but that's what I'm going to guess. Let's see. PTV says 66. Donna says 67. Surf Bum says on the phone it's hard to see. I get that, yes. Noah says 63. I like 67. I'm going to go with that. Here we go. Nice. Bullseye. 1967 it was. Well done. And that came from Donna. Well done, Donna. Let's move to our fourth picture. Man, this is hard today. All right. We do have automobiles, though. Is this another picture from the 20s? The first two were. Might have to zoom in a little bit to get extra clues. I can't zoom in too much because I lose resolution. Is this Depression era? I'm guessing it's before that. I'm guessing it's the 20s again. Are these Model Ts? I don't really know. Noah says 1946. PTV says 29. I think it could be. There's a lot of people on this sidewalk. A lot of people. And the Depression is just starting. 1929, I like it. 1916. Man! When I guess the teens, it's the 20s, and when I guess the 20s, it's the teens. Oh, those old pictures are really hard. I'm still having fun, though. Let's go, our final picture, picture number 5. Streetcar. Wet street. Color photograph. Anybody know where this is? Not that it matters. Well, maybe it does matter. I think this is Danny Zuko's car over here. So the 50s. Canal. Is this New Orleans? Canal Street. What's that hotel back there? I don't know. I can't zoom in too much. It's already a low resolution picture. This building up here, God chose. I can't tell, but there's a AUX in that word, which means it's French. New Orleans makes sense. Okay. What say you guys? Keith says 1950s cars in there. Caffeinated Misfit in the 50s. Yes, that's what we're thinking. Donna says 57, Noah 58, PTV 57. Yeah, too flat for San Francisco. I believe this is New Orleans. And Donna nailed it earlier. She's saying 57 this time. I'd be silly not to go with Donna's guess. Here we go. Wow. Why didn't I choose your suggestions every time? Anyway, another bullseye for Donna Jaworski. Without Donna today, we are in single digits score-wise. As it turns out, 3,105 points out of a possible 5,000. Thanks to Donna, we don't have to hang our heads in shame. But we have a respectable score today for some pretty hard pictures. So well done, everybody. I always have fun playing that game. And I have one other game to play real quick. I have it called up, and I don't have a segment intro for it. But we haven't played Framed in a while. And I saw the first frame today, and I have it called up, and I think I know it, but I want to see if you know it. And here we go. All right, Framed gives you a one frame from a famous film, and we have to guess which film it is. Here is our first picture, and then we guess. If we guess wrong, it gives us another one. Disney nerd herders are in the house. I don't have my music working, but welcome in, guys. Hope you're having a blast at Walt Disney World. And since you're here, I didn't thank you yet for my birthday postcard. Thank you very much for that. Framed, yes, it looks like everybody knows this one. I believe this is Clueless as well. And that is actor Dan, I think it starts with an H. Anyway. Clueless admits you got it. That's it. This was pretty easy. I thought this wouldn't take very long. The subsequent pictures we would have gotten are, and this is really easy. They just went with the main character, second picture. Yes, Brittany Murphy. Two main characters there. I think one was Cher and the other, I don't remember the names. First time I ever saw Paul Rudd in a movie, I think. And that's Alicia Silverstone. One more time. That's right. Great job, everybody. Okay, let's take an intermission. When we come back... Oh, today's intermission, I want to play two videos because they're both short, kind of short. This first one is a Walt Disney World promo from 1971. And then I've got a more of a 4th of July one after that. Stick around. All right, I almost forgot. There is an America USA themed TikTok filter. And it's not great. As I had mentioned earlier, we were out and about. We ran to Target, and before I left the Target parking lot, I looked up TikTok to see if there was anything USA filter-wise, and I came across this one, and it's kind of lame, but it's part of Independence Day, so I don't know what it's called, but it just puts a flag on your face. It's so stupid. It's gonna pop up right here. There it is. There I am. That's all it does. Stupid. But what are you gonna do? Well, there's the boy. Yeah. That's it. Okay, that's all I got. All right, today's top 15 list. Of course, I'm going to do something themed, 4th of July, Independence Day, something like that. Now, I've always been fascinated with Ben Franklin. As a matter of fact, I haven't read many biographies. I haven't read many biographies in my life. But I did read one on Ben Franklin. It was written by David McCulloch, and you may know him as the voice of Ken Burns' Civil War, but he's written a bunch of books on history and biographies on people. And it was an awesome book. And I've always been fascinated by Ben Franklin. He just seems to be otherworldly smart, and it seems like he was everywhere during the founding of our country. So today's top 15 list are my top 15 facts about Benjamin Franklin. And I'm going to try to breeze through this because you may not find him as fascinating as I do. And frankly, these aren't my top 15 list. These are the first 15 I came across. Okay, so let's go. Number 15, he didn't have much formal education. Now, he's a very smart man. As a matter of fact, he founded the University of Pennsylvania. That's an Ivy League school. I'll just read what I have here. The man, considered the most brilliant American of his age, rarely saw the inside of a classroom. Franklin spent just 2 years attending Boston Latin School and a private academy before joining the family candle and soap making business. By age 12, he was serving as an indentured apprentice at a printing shop owned by his brother James. Young Benjamin made up for his lack of schooling by spending what little money he earned on books, often going without food to afford new volumes. He also honed his composition skills by reading essays and articles and then rewriting them from memory. Despite being almost entirely self-taught, Franklin later helped found the school that became the University of Pennsylvania and received honorary degrees from Harvard, Yale, the College of William and Mary, the University of St. Andrews, and Oxford. Dude was self-taught. Number 14. He created the first volunteer fire department. In keeping with his desire to help others, Franklin created the first volunteer fire department in America. This venture began when he wrote a series of articles in the Pennsylvania Gazette discussing his belief that there was a need for better fire prevention methods. The Union Fire Company was formed soon after in December of 1736 and became known as Benjamin Franklin's Bucket Brigade. Cool. He did so much. He was truly a Renaissance man. Number 13. He was a hit as a teenage writer. And if you've seen the movie National Treasure, you're going to be familiar with his writings because they used it as part of the clues in the movie National Treasure. After his brother founded a weekly newspaper called the New England Courant in the 1720s, a 16-year-old Benjamin Franklin began secretly submitting essays and commentary as Silence Dogood, a fictitious widow who offered homespun musings on everything from fashion and marriage to women's rights and religion. The letters were hugely popular, and Mrs. Dogood soon received several marriage proposals from eligible bachelors in Boston. Franklin penned 14 do-good essays before unmasking himself as the author. Much to his jealous brother's chagrin, sick of the toil and beatings he endured as James's apprentice, the teenaged... I misread that. There was a period there. Before unmasking himself as the author, much to his jealous brother's chagrin. Sick of the toil and beatings he endured as James's apprentice, the teenage sensation then fled Boston the following year and settled in Philadelphia, the city that would remain his adopted hometown for the rest of his life. I should have proofread these. Number 12. He's the only signer of the Big Four. What do I mean by that? Ben Franklin is the only founding father that signed all 4 key documents that led to the formation of the United States. These include the Declaration of Independence, the Treaty of Alliance with France, the Peace Treaty with Great Britain in 1783, and the United States Constitution. Only one to sign all 4. Very cool. If you're just joining us, welcome in. I'm counting down top 15 Ben Franklin facts because I am fascinated by that man. Next, number 11. Half his life was spent in unofficial retirement. Franklin arrived in Philadelphia in 1723, practically penniless. But over the next 2 decades, he became enormously wealthy as a print shop owner, land speculator, and publisher of the popular Poor Richard's Almanac. By 1748, the 42-year-old was rich enough to hang up his printer's apron and become a gentleman of leisure. Franklin's retirement allowed him to spend his remaining 42 years studying science and devising inventions, such as the lightning rod, bifocal glasses, and a more efficient heating stove, which is called the Franklin stove, if you're familiar with that. It also gave him the freedom to devote himself to public service. Despite never running for elected office, he served as a delegate to the Continental Congress and the Constitutional Convention, diplomat and ambassador to France and Sweden. He was the first postmaster general and the president of the Supreme Executive Council of Pennsylvania. And I think he was governor of Pennsylvania for a bit. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, fascinating. Number 10, the glass harmonica. Not harmonica, the harmonica. Among Franklin's more unusual inventions is his glass harmonica, an instrument designed to replicate the otherworldly sound that a wet finger makes when rubbed along the rim of a glass. Maybe you've done that. Like that. Anyway, if you have a glass right now, do it. My cup is plastic. I can't. Anyway, he wanted to make an instrument that mimicked that sound. He made his first prototype in 1761 by having a London glassmaker build him 37 glass orbs of different sizes and pitches, which he then mounted on a spindle controlled by a foot pedal. To play the instrument, the user would simply wet their fingers, rotate the apparatus, and then touch the glass pieces to create individual tones or melodies. The harmonica would go on to amass a considerable following during the 18th and early 19th centuries. Thousands were manufactured, and the likes of Mozart, Beethoven, and Strauss all composed music for it. That's cool. Franklin would later write that, "Of all my inventions, the glass harmonica has given me the greatest personal satisfaction." That's pretty neat. When I was in junior high, I believe I was in 8th grade. So some of you may know that as middle school. I wrote a paper on Ben Franklin, and one of his accomplishments, I remember this, was his invention of the glass harmonica, and I was marked down for it because I misspelled harmonica. But then I told the teacher that no, it's actually an harmonica. It's a different instrument, and she gave me full credit. So I still remember that. Next, if you're just joining us, I'm counting down the top 15 facts about Ben Franklin. The reluctant revolutionary. Franklin was among the last of the founding fathers to come out in favor of full separation from Britain. Having lived in London for several years and held royal appointments, he instead pushed for peaceful compromise and the preservation of the empire, once writing that, quote, "Every encroachment on rights is not worth a rebellion," unquote. When the Boston Tea Party took place in 1773, he dubbed it an act of violent injustice on our part, and insisted that the East India Company should be compensated for its losses. Franklin had soured on the monarchy by the time he returned to the United States for the Second Continental Congress in 1775, but his past support for King George earned him the suspicion of many of his fellow patriots. Before he publicly announced his support for American independence, a few even suspected he might be a British spy. He was not. But how about that? I don't remember that. I don't remember reading that he was one of the last founding fathers to come over to the side of independence from Britain. Cynthia bought a golden book about Ben Franklin. Cool. Next. 8. Created an alphabet. While living in London in 1768, Franklin embarked on a project to, quote, "give the alphabet a more natural order," unquote. Annoyed by the many inconsistencies in English spelling, he devised his own phonetic system that ditched the redundant consonants C, J, Q, W, X, and Y. And he added 6 new letters, each designed to represent its own specific vocal sound. Franklin unveiled his scheme for a new alphabet and a reformed mode of spelling in an essay published in 1779, but later scrapped the project after it failed to arouse public interest. Yes, that's amazing. Dude came up with his own alphabet. You try that. But he was just streamlining it sounds like. He got rid of C, J, Q, W, X, and Y. Redundant, don't need those. But I don't want to have to relearn how to spell all the words I know how to spell. So I get why people didn't latch on to that. All right. Next, number 7, did not discover electricity. So Ben didn't invent electricity. Nature took care of that. And people did know about electricity. They used it for parlor tricks that employed sparks and shocks. What Ben did was observe that there are similarities between electricity and lightning, then prove they're the same thing by flying that kite in a thunderstorm in 1752 with the help of his own grown son, William. And the kite wasn't struck by lightning, as that would have cooked Ben proper. Instead, it picked up an electrical charge from the atmosphere that was conducted through the kite string to an attached metal key. When Ben moved his knuckle near the key, he got an electrical shock. The experience helped guide future experiments and inventions like the lightning rod. So, as children, we all saw cartoons and illustrations of Ben Franklin flying a kite and that kite getting struck by lightning. Didn't happen. Still cool, though. All right. Number 6. You're reading that correctly. On the subject of farts. Frustrated with the frivolous pursuits of much of the scientific establishment of his day, Ben responded to the Royal Academy of Brussels' call for scientific papers by penning a tongue-in-cheek demand for a deep scientific exploration, a probing, if you will, of, well, farts. Quote, "It is universally well known that in digesting our common food, there is created or produced in the bowels of human creatures a great quantity of wind." He wrote this when he was 75 years old. Quote, "that the permitting this air to escape and mix with the atmosphere is usually offensive to the company from the fetid smell that accompanies it." So that sounds like something maybe Mark Twain would write as well. But he was a man of science, and I think he was just having a bit of fun with all the other men of science. Let's get that off the screen. Number 5. Franklin was a fashion icon in France. In 1776, the Continental Congress sent Franklin to France to seek military aid for the revolution. The 70-year-old was already world-renowned for his lightning experiments. The French even called their electrical experimenters Franklinistes, but his fame soared to new heights after his arrival in Paris. Franklin capitalized on the French conception of Americans as rustic frontiersmen by dressing plainly and wearing a fur hat, which soon became his trademark and appeared in countless French portraits and medallions. Women even took to imitating the cap with oversized wigs in a style called coiffure à la Franklin. When Franklin later traded the fur cap for a white hat during a signing of the 1778 treaty between France and the United States, white-colored headgear instantly became a fashion trend among the men of Paris. He was kind of a big deal. Oh my, did I break wind? Aunt Bethany. Well played, PTV. Yes. I didn't know Ben Franklin went to the Festival of the Arts. Noah, I wish my rim shot was working. It's not. There you go. Well done. Where am I? Number 4. Spent his later years as an abolitionist. Franklin owned at least 2 slaves during his life, both of whom worked as household servants, but in his old age came to view slavery as a vile institution that ran counter to the principles of the American Revolution. He took over as president of a Pennsylvania abolitionist society in 1787, and in 1790 he presented a petition to Congress urging it to grant liberty to those unhappy men who alone in this land of freedom are degraded into perpetual bondage. While the petition was ignored, Franklin kept up the fight until his death a few months later, and even included a provision in his will that required his daughter and son-in-law to free their slave to get their inheritance. He was serious about this. Good for you, Ben. Number 3. He's a swimming Hall of Famer, and that is not a play on words. That is a true statement of fact there. Ben Franklin had a lifelong love of swimming that began during his childhood in Boston. One of his first inventions was a pair of wooden hand paddles that he used to propel himself through the Charles River, and he wrote of once using a kite to skim across a pond. While living in England in the 1760s, he displayed such an impressive array of swimming strokes during a dip in the Thames that a friend offered to help him open his own swimming school. Franklin declined the offer, but he remained a proponent of swimming instruction for the rest of his life, once writing, quote, "Every parent would be glad to have their children skilled in swimming," unquote. His aquatic exploits have since earned him an honorary induction into the International Swimming Hall of Fame. It's true. He's a Hall of Famer. Number 2, he was a vegetarian. Ben became a vegetarian when he was 16 years old. His favorite foods were potatoes, rice, and bread. He loved his carbs. But later in life, he started incorporating fish into his diet as well. A pescatarian, if you will. We are down to our last fact. Number 1. The number 1 fact about Ben Franklin, and it's not the most important or most interesting. It's just the one I copy and pasted last. An unusual gift in his will. Although it refers to the end of his life, so it made sense it was at the end of this list. When he died in April 1790, Franklin willed 2,000 pounds sterling to his birthplace of Boston and his adopted hometown of Philadelphia. It came with an unusual caveat. For its first 100 years, the money was to be placed in a trust and only used to provide loans to local tradesmen. A portion could then be spent, but the rest would remain off limits for another 100 years, at which point the cities could use it as they saw fit. Boston and Philadelphia followed Franklin's wishes, and by 1990, their funds were worth $4.5 million and $2 million, respectively. The two towns have since used the windfall to help finance the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia and the Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology in Boston. Philadelphia also put some of its funds towards scholarships for students attending trade schools. There you have it. Top 15 facts about Ben Franklin on this, our Day of Independence, 2023. I hope you found that at least a little bit as interesting as I find it. Ben Franklin is... there's a couple of things that I've always found interesting in my schooling. One is Ben Franklin. Another is manatees for some reason. I always thought manatees were cool. Stuff like that. The American Revolution as a whole was always interesting to me. So today's list was Ben Franklin-centric. And thank you for listening. Anyway, that's the end of the show. If you joined us while I was not paying attention to the chat, for example, Amy from AJC Magic TV, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Just went to the Franklin Institute in his house in Philadelphia. That is awesome. I've never been to Boston, and I've never been to Philadelphia. Someday. That's really cool, Amy. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Lisa, Keith, Joey, thank you so much for the gift, the snack. I'm sorry I didn't hate it. That's a weird thing to say. But keep trying. Okay, that's the end of the show. I'll be back next week. It'll probably be just as hot as it was this week. It's been so hot here in Florida and muggy. Anyway, happy 4th of July. If you're going to see fireworks tonight, be safe. Enjoy. Hope the mosquitoes don't eat you alive. Anyway, if you're going to a drive-in, that's awesome too. I don't know why I said that. It's a Tuesday night. Anyway, I'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you for being here. Until next week, good night.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.